everybody.
Hello.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to Share the Love Sundays, where we're here with William from William Copic. Hi.
Hi, William.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there today? How are you guys?
We're doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope everyone out there is too.
Yeah. Hi, Jack Jacobson, sharing love. Thank you for coming. And hello, Flour, Eggs and Yeast, if you're still here and you can hear this. Thank you for stopping by. If you are here, then don't be shy. Say hello in the chat. Feel free to ask questions to Will as we go through today. And yeah. Hi, Raj.
Oh, hi, Raj. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so first of all, let's kick it off. So can you tell us about your channel, William? Why you started it, what it's about?
Sure. Yeah, my channel name on YouTube is William Copic, and for the last year, it's been mostly about art. But that's not why I started it. I think it was last February, 2020 February, I was in Mexico City, and I was trying to think of a fun way that I could combine all the photographs and videos that I've taken for the day. And that was the first YouTube channel or YouTube video. And it's still on there. So it's the very first one. It was started as this travel channel. I had all kinds of plans. Places were already booked and ready to go after Mexico City. And they mostly all got canceled. So,
oh, what a shame.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
But it's not bad because there's other things I can do on YouTube too. So got back from Mexico and decided to, that first video was a lot of fun making it and doing it and everything. So I bought like a camera stand and started filming my artwork.
Fantastic.
And people like that. So
yeah, and I think you're the first artist that we've had on Share the Love Sundays, so that's exciting too.
That's good too. If anybody out there likes art, where to find it.
I think we can all appreciate art, even if we're not good at art, like we're not. I think, it's easy to appreciate good art and talent.
Exactly. So as Lucy said, we are very artistically challenged. We're not good at art. Do you think, people like us can actually learn how to draw, okay-ish?
Absolutely, because I don't think that it's some kind of innate thing that you're born with. I think that it becomes more easy and apparent after practice. Just everybody's got hobbies and what they want to practice. It just depends on how much time you're willing to put into it. I would say several hours a day and you can do anything you want, really. But beyond just like picking up a pencil and making marks, an artist also practices like the shapes of things. They tend to see the world more spatially. So if you wanted to be an artist, that would be your first thing. Like take a look at something you want to draw and just break it down into squares and triangles and circles. And then spend that several hours. Doesn't matter what kind of tools you have or what kind of paper, none of that matters. Just find something and do it, I think. Anyway.
Oh, that's so interesting. Because you do have a few tutorials on your channel as well, don't you? How to draw faces and such things. And I was watching one, and it's when you break it down, it's like, oh yeah, that's just a circle, and that's just
I'm trying to do more of that kind of stuff, but to me, the explaining is a little bit harder while doing it. But it's pretty tricky editing to get more of that done.
To sync it up, and I can imagine.
So do you think the tutorial side of things, especially tutorials for beginners, do you think that is the most popular thing to put on YouTube with your genre?
Well, it's hard to say. I don't think that the tutorials were the most popular by any means, but I do think that people are searching for those.
Yeah.
I think that the most popular tends to be just the coolest looking image. Thumbnails, stuff like that. It doesn't matter what the videos actually is.
It's something to lure them in.
Hugely important, whatever your genre, aren't they?
Because the tutorial is only going to cater to the people that want a tutorial, which is less people than want to just see something happen before their eyes.
Yeah, the time-lapse ones that you do are cool and really quite relaxing as well. Like to watch it all come together. I don't know why it's so relaxing, it just is.
Speaking of that relaxing, I think the most popular video in terms of watch time that I have is an ASMR one, like just the sounds that the pencil makes on the paper.
Yeah.
And it's not even in time lapse. It's really slow and boring, but you know, if that's what you want.
I've only heard of this ASMR thing recently. Could you just explain what it is for people who might not know? It's like
so I don't
sensations, isn't it?
I don't quite remember the acronym. It's like audio sensory relaxation, something like that. But it's easily Googleable. There's plenty of descriptions on there. But what it is basically is just things that people find relaxing, like in low whispers from people, or like the scratching sound that things make on paper. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fascinating.
So that over and over again, it's just crazy how popular that is. I can't stand to watch a single minute of it, but
don't say that, Will.
It's almost like rainfall noise. It's like kind of like, I don't know, it gives you like a
waves on the beach.
Relaxing.
Yeah,
I'm just
waves on the beach is an example, I think. Just the sound of it.
I've just seen Ash on Film. That's where I heard of ASMR. Ash on Film, who was our guest 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, said she did a video on it, and she says it's autosensory meridian response. Meridian response.
Yes, that's correct. Just how your brain responds to all these really soft, relaxing sounds.
Yeah, it's so interesting what the brain can do, isn't it? Gosh.
Yeah,
I know.
Let's see. Dad's here. Hi, Dad.
Hi, John.
And like it or not, hello.
Hi.
Popping in for a minute. Tony, TT Burger 88.
Hi, Tony.
He says, "Oh, comics and traveling. I am there."
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Awesome.
And Dad says, "William, you seem to be saying what my art teacher says at school nearly 100 years ago." He said that, not me. Look at it, break it down, and you can do it.
Yeah, because I really don't think there's any particular skill involved. It's just about the time you put into it. If you draw something and it looks terrible, guess what? Do it again. And do it again. And do it like
I think we all want instant results, don't we? You know, I do sort of like a face and it looks like a stick man, and I think, oh, I can't draw, you know. So obviously patience.
It's like you say, it's like anything. It's like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like your videos are going to
it's
improve.
all a lesson in endurance, really. How long you can keep failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash says she's going to give your ASMR video a listen.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
It's probably
and perhaps you can put
sometime.
a link to that.
I was just saying it was last summer sometime. I don't know what the date was on it, but you can search for it.
Okay, well, we can put a link to it.
We'll try and find it, and we'll link to it in the description. And we should probably say on that note, if you do want to check out William Copic, which you all should, there will be a link to his channel in the description as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how do you get inspiration to draw?
Well, you know, I did a video about this just like 2 weeks ago, and I found it actually kind of hard to explain, but I think the best way that I get inspiration from is media, like movies and TV, and also literature. I read a lot, and on this side of the wall there's 3 giant bookcases, so you know, it's always kind of a fun experiment. If you don't know what to draw, take some of the descriptions in a book and see if you can visualize it.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, because a lot of people have such good visual imaginations, don't they? Like they can picture things really well. I don't know if I do have that, but maybe again it's something that you can practice, you know, and improve.
I just barely learned that there is a thing where people can't visualize stuff. Like, you know, if you think of if someone mentions an apple and you think of an apple in your head, some people just think of the word apple, and then that works for them.
Right.
That's interesting. So
Yes.
for them, drawing, like, unless you're drawing from an actual picture, would probably be very difficult, wouldn't it, if you can't visualize
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all?
Mm.
I guess that would be very scientific minded people.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the skills go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Jennifer says, I'm going to put you on the spot. When is William going to draw a Back to the Future reference drawing on his channel?
That's right. She commented that about a month ago. It's on the list. It's even well, I'm not going to pick up the computer and show it, but I got a list here. It's third down from the top right now.
Oh.
You can,
Oh, not too long then, Jennifer.
not too long. Not too long at all.
That's cool. So do people leave suggestions a lot for things that you could try and draw?
Not so much lately, but last year I was getting in pretty much every video.
Mm.
Nice.
It's nice though, isn't it, that when you do get suggestions and requests, you know, we do sometimes for our videos, and you know, because it makes you think of things that you wouldn't perhaps normally think of yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It helps for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. So how far in advance do you plan your videos, and how far in advance do you film them?
About 10 minutes.
I love it.
So I'm actually going to school too and working full time. So like when we had this pandemic, I could go to school online, and I was working nights, and I had all this free time to just draw a lot. But now that things are getting back to more normal, especially the last couple of weeks, it's really been like whenever I think of a video, that's when I make it, and that's when I upload it.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
you
really
just got to
that
do
great
it.
because I'm still thinking of one to do today, but you know, there'll be one today.
They will,
Oh.
yeah, I'm sure they will, and obviously there are going to be others. I'm sure there'll be other requests in the chat as well.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll add them to the list.
Yeah,
But right
exactly.
now I've got 2 unfinished ones filmed, so it's just a matter of editing and doing it. I was downtown when the city's finally starting to open up again. We had an art gallery show, so I have the time lapse for those paintings that were there that I'm gonna upload.
Right. I saw recently on your channel you did an art walk as well, you know, and that was
That's
very
the event that those
interesting.
paintings were at. Yeah, so that'll be the time lapse of those ones that's coming later.
Yeah, yeah. So it's great, isn't it? These things are opening up now, and that you can actually, although you haven't got so much time as you had before, you know, you can start to do other things with your channel too. And let's go back to traveling for just briefly. So obviously you still hope to travel. Have you got an idea of where you'd like to go first of all? Somewhere within the States or somewhere abroad?
Oh, there's a lot of places in the United States that I've already visited, so I'd rather go abroad. One of the places that got canceled was like a exchange student program thing for Belize in Central America.
Oh,
That would have been fun. I'd still like to go there. And I also had a planned trip to Finland because
oh gosh.
there was a couple concerts there that I wanted to check out. Me and some friends like these bands from there, so we're just gonna go up there and check out the country too.
Yeah, sounds like
I've
your
been
sister.
to
She's really into that
Yeah.
sort of music and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I've been to Europe a few times, but I'd like to go back. Just right now, I think a lot of the European countries are still closed to us.
Yeah, yeah, it's not very easy to travel at the moment.
And you have to quarantine in a lot of places for a long time, and yeah, it's not really very doable at the moment, but hopefully soon.
There is a lot of Central American and South American countries that are available though.
Yeah.
Peru is another place I'd like to go soon.
Oh, yeah.
Either within the next year or two.
Yeah, I've never been to South America, and I would definitely like to.
Me neither.
Explore. Oh wow, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be lots of artistic inspiration there as well, you know.
Oh yeah, all the ancient ruins.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah, fabulous.
Really inspiring.
So can't help noticing the guitar in the background. So you're an artist, you like to travel. You obviously, do you play in a band or do you just play?
No, I've played in bands before, but right now it's just wall art.
It looks really cool anyway.
It does.
Yeah, we should hang one behind us.
Yeah.
Exactly. I play guitar mainly just watching TV, just, for something for my hands to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not actively involved in anything at the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Like you say, it's hard to do everything, isn't it? But yeah.
And that's another thing that I was talking about. Practice. It's something that you got to be willing to spend several hours a day to be good at that too. And I'm not willing to spend so many hours today on everything.
No.
Per day on everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially like you mentioned,
doing one thing well rather than doing everything kind of to a mediocre standard is kind of it's an option, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do with YouTube.
Especially like you mentioned the art walk a couple of days ago, you got to find time to balance social activity too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like last week we actually went out somewhere, didn't we? We took the day off, and which is kind of unheard of recently. So, and that was really lovely, just to take that time off and go out and do something kind of normal, apart from sit on the computer all day.
Nice. You've got to do that. Those things are so important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do you? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say hi to Nathy B.
Oh,
and
hi,
say Stella.
Oh,
hi guys.
Thank you for joining us. If you've got a question for William, please pop it in the chat. I was going to ask you, William, do you make a living out of your artwork, or is that your dream to make a living out of your artwork? Or is it more like you want to save it for something to do as like a hobby or just something for you?
I think it's possible. The income that I've made can make a living, or potentially could, with a lot of promotion and stuff. And I do a fair amount of stuff for sale, but I kind of prefer to think of it not as a job, if that makes sense. Once things start becoming a job, then you don't want to do them anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think there's so much pressure nowadays to kind of like monetize everything. Like it feels like hardly anyone just has a hobby nowadays. It feels like
that's exactly true, especially when it comes to YouTube. Everyone wants to be
yes, indeed. Sorry about that. Somebody walked past the apartment.
She's a good watchdog.
Yeah. So what genre do you prefer? Do you prefer like drawing? Do you prefer painting? What is your media? What is your favorite? Oh God, did you see that?
All I saw was a fast shadow. I think my preferred genre is ink. So drawing with ink on paper is absolutely the best. Started off because I was really into how comic books were made, especially pre-computers. So, there'd be steps to it. You'd have to draw something in pencil, then you'd have to draw it in ink, then you have to draw the same thing over in color. And it would just be like these layers of tracings. But another great thing about ink is it forces you to be decisive. You can't go back. You have to like
you can't erase it. No.
Right. You can't erase it. But you can change it. And I do that in several of my videos where I talk about something that I've drawn and it didn't look good. But if you just keep on working it and don't give up, you can change the ink, add more ink to make it better. So it's just a lesson in being making confident moves, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's probably not a great way to start, I'd imagine, like with the ink, because like you say, you have to be decisive, but when you begin, like you just don't know like if it's gonna look good. Like maybe that's something that you can develop onto, but like would you recommend just pencil sketches for someone starting, or paint, or is there something that's kind of more forgiving?
No, I'd recommend doing the ink.
No pressure.
So that's the whole reason though, because every year around October there's a social media trend called Inktober, where everyone does one drawing in ink per day. It's really hard to keep up with, but the whole lesson behind that is practice. And remember what we said earlier, the first drawing you make doesn't have to be a good drawing. And if you like parts of it, you can even trace over those parts and continue again.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think the benefit to making those decisive marks is far greater than starting off with a pencil. You do want to start, there is a purpose for a pencil, especially if you want to make light marks and have a bunch of detail and then plan your drawing. But I think when you're starting off, you don't want to, you don't want to be held to the crutch of I can just erase it. You don't have to keep it.
Right.
Yeah, you can throw it away.
It's a bit like yeah, it's a bit like starting a YouTube channel, isn't it? Don't faff around and not ever really start it and keep thinking, oh, well, I'll do it again. I'll get it right first.
Very correct. Just turn it on and go.
Yeah. Well, you are very much like that then. Obviously, we were more like the faffing around.
Oh, we faff for ages. Yeah, we should probably start drawing in ink.
Yeah. The first YouTube video was literally just like a background thought one afternoon in a hotel room. So
yeah, that's okay.
I think that's wonderful to be that decisive and just in the moment and go for it. That's and good advice for people out there thinking of starting.
Ash says it sounds like a good life skill. You can't change what has been done, so you have to build and improve and keep trying. Oh, I love these metaphors.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but it is a good life skill.
Yes, it is for sure. Yeah. So who would you say was your target audience for your channel as it is now? Have you got a target audience or an audience in mind?
No, I don't. Okay, so my target audience would be people that like to learn, and that's why in the last year, or 4 months since 2021 started, I've been trying to branch out from just those time-lapse videos. All I had for 2020 was just time-lapse videos over and over again, but I feel like there's more benefit if there's less time-lapse and more explanation of what the process is. So I'd like to think that the audience would be people that want to learn.
Yeah. One of my favorite videos of yours was the one you did around Christmas, the Charles Dickens one, where you talked about I think there was a movie, wasn't there, a Charles Dickens movie, The Man Who Invented Christmas or something like that, and you talked about Charles Dickens and Christmas and how it sort of came about as we know it today whilst you were drawing, and that was so interesting. I really enjoyed that from a learning perspective.
That came out as not necessarily that I wanted to do a video about Charles Dickens, but a really more obscure thought that I was having. It's so hard to find background music that's free and good.
Yes, we hear you. Yes.
So why don't I just start talking? And then I was thinking, well, what am I going to say? And I've done some other literature type things like that, and I really want to get better at talking about that and researching it, because I find that to be a really popular style of video where it's just some random drawing as the visual thing, but you actually get more out of the video from what I'm saying. And I think that would be really cool to continue in the future.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, like we were just talking about from an audience perspective, because a lot of people do time lapses and they're amazing, and like I say, they're relaxing to watch. But when you connect with someone, even if it's just a voice, you don't have to see the face, but when you connect with the person drawing, I think that's when you want to hit subscribe. It's oh, this person's interesting, and I like the topics, and
I agree.
I think that's, I don't know if you're looking to grow your channel, but I think that would really, really.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to grow it. Just kidding.
Heaven forbid.
No, I really think that. I think any kind of emotional connection is better. That's why I started showing my face, and that's why I started talking more. But also to that same effect, time-lapse has more competition. And every time you look under the internet with talented people, you're always going to find 10,000 more talented people than you are. So when you try to compete with just something like that, feel like you're setting yourself up for failure unless you're just really good. So try to branch out by making all kinds of different videos about different things and seeing which is better, or not necessarily which is better, but just keeping them all very eclectic.
Yeah, we're a bit eclectic too.
Yeah.
But it makes it more fun, I think, to actually to produce these things. I think,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, for us, I know it makes it more fun, the variety, you know, that we can go into different areas and explore them, makes it much more interesting for us, and I think hopefully for people watching too.
yeah,
Absolutely. I know those are the kinds of videos I watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And stay away from just the time lapse and go to more videos that are more entertaining.
Yeah.
Agree. Yes.
Yeah, interesting. Michelle would like to know, so are travel vlogs a thing you would like to do or try with your channel in the future, or is traveling more of a private/personal passion?
No, they're absolutely something I want to do. But, you know, we had the pandemic, everything was closed. And then this like money that I decided to save up for 2021 when things started opening, I started doing other things with. So I wouldn't hold your breath for traveling anytime soon, but I definitely want to. But there's all kinds of smaller travel areas. I go on hikes and bike rides and stuff all the time. If I see anything cool, I'll definitely be filming it or talking about it. Like I made a video, I just went downtown, so that wasn't very far. But
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be, does it? Because
No.
it's a long way for us, you know, wherever you are, you go. I mean, it's you might
Right.
be local to you, but for other people who live
Yeah.
away, it's, you know, somewhere kind of exotic and different.
I know Ash has done a lot of things like that with them traveling in her very like local area, local community of Scotland, and it's been so interesting.
See,
for us
that's
to
a
see
very
those
good point,
places.
because I would love to watch videos about Scotland.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure if I was like her next door neighbor or something, probably wouldn't care as much. But so I thought about that too much, that there's plenty of other people that would love to see the surrounding areas of Albuquerque.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we would. Yes. So we're looking forward to you getting out a bit more.
I do. I guess when she mentioned if that's just like private time or whatever, I tend to think less about filming when I'm just hiking or riding my bike. Or maybe just on Instagram stories, but that's it.
Yeah. I think, do you think you need a lot of equipment for something like that, or like better equipment like microphones and good camera with like what they call those things, the gimbals? Like, do you think that's necessary, or do you think it's okay just to do it with whatever you have?
For which, traveling or drawing?
For traveling, sorry, yeah.
Well, actually, I guess probably no for both of them, to be honest. I don't think you need any equipment for anything. I just think you need to go do it.
Yeah.
If it's like super terrible, then maybe start thinking about getting equipment. But to be honest, there's a bunch of really professional videos I've seen that are just made on a cell phone.
Yeah, cameras on cell phones are so good nowadays. Yeah, anyone can do it. Totally agree.
But I
Hi,
think,
Jack Jacobson. So I just said hi to Jack. Hi, Jack. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Jack. Back to what you guys were saying about a crutch. I think materials and tools are kind of another crutch that some people could rely on.
Yeah,
and
that's
an excuse
true.
sometimes not to do something. Like, you know, like I know, like with drawing, it's like, oh well, we don't have the nicest pencils or paper, so we won't do that right now. But like you say, you can do it with whatever you have, and then I guess if you really enjoy it, then you can invest more money into those things.
There's nothing saying that the more expensive something is, the quality isn't better. Of course it is. It's way better, but who cares? Just try it.
Yeah. You should just try it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Ash says the best camera is the one in your pocket.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, because if you haven't got it.
One thing I did need to do though is I have like 3 or 4 cell phones just because of storage space and different angles. I did not buy them new. It was just from other friends that have been getting upgrades. I'm like, hey, what are you doing with that old phone? That kind of thing. But all these videos of artwork take a lot of storage space, so I'm not quite committed to deleting every single one of them, because I have made like videos that are like referencing other things. So I'm like, oh, wait, if I want to see that old clip again.
Yeah. We find it hard to delete footage too. We've got to the point where we have to.
Yeah.
But you never know as well. Like sometimes we put old clips in our newer videos, like if we reference back to something, you never know when you're going to need it.
No, exactly. So do you not save things on like hard drive or Dropbox or something like that?
Yeah, they're all equally full.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was doing that the other day. You know, my Dropbox was like, well, my computer was struggling to cope with it. Oh, put it in the cloud, put it in the cloud, put it in the cloud.
I'm way more inclined to use cloud-based services because I had a hard drive that I was using for a bunch of artwork, a bunch of school projects and everything, and dropped it on the floor one day, and that was the end of that. So I'm much
so
more inclined to use
fragile.
cloud-based services.
Yeah, never back up just to one thing. Always back up to at least two, maybe
Such
three.
good advice.
Yeah, I learned that. I had a similar experience and lost some photographs, which was so upsetting. So yeah, back up everywhere.
Michelle has an interesting comment. She says, the amount of time I have lost focusing on cameras and tripods is crazy when I look back. My last 6+ videos were 100% iPhone footage and edited on iMovie. So I definitely agree with what he is saying.
Yeah, it just no matter which phone you have, you can get a free editing program. And there's plenty of YouTube videos that I watch and love that have like millions of subscribers that don't even edit anything. They just upload whatever they got. And sometimes it's kind of fun. Just like people walking down the street and stuff, you know? Like
yeah. That's so true.
Yeah, I think we'd be a bit nervous about that, wouldn't we?
We were gonna go out and about more, weren't we? But we never ended up doing it.
No, it is difficult with the sound, I think, unless you film it and then voiceover. I think the thing we found the most difficult was getting good sound, you know, because if you're anywhere and you've got road noise, you've got the birds singing really loudly, or you've got somebody with a leaf blower, and you know, it drives you crazy, the sound part of it, I think.
It really does. And like I mentioned earlier about adding music to it, it's kind of challenging too.
Yeah.
Computer or something a little bit more.
Well, you could play something, William. You could play something.
You could
compose.
I did. Like the first, I would say like 10, 15 videos were made on an iPad, and iPad has that GarageBand app. So it was just like making the music on the iPad.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
That took way too long though.
Yeah.
Until I had about 10 songs, then I could reuse them. But it was fun because like in the very early days, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to break any rules on using copyrighted material at all.
Gosh, yes.
Now I just upload it and see what happens. I change it if they don't like it, but
sometimes they tell you beforehand now, don't they? There's a new thing on YouTube where it'll tell you before.
Yeah, when you're uploading a video, it tells you now. Yeah,
which is good.
And sometimes it doesn't matter at all. Like I have a Mortal Kombat video when the movie came out a couple of weeks ago, and I used the theme song to it, and YouTube didn't seem to care at all.
Oh,
so
that's the thing. It's very
how else would I know that unless I try it?
Yeah. But do you think one day, that detective van or whatever it is will kind of think, you know, he's used that piece of music, let's get him now? Do you think, you know, just because it's gone, do you think they'll always remember that it's there and find you out?
Yeah, I really do. I think that using copyright music on YouTube is a bad idea ultimately. But still, it did make the video more entertaining. There in those groups we are in on Facebook, I think someone posted just today about how if you monetize your channel, be sure to double check that the copyrighted ones are in private or just gone, because at that point when you monetize it, they're going to come back and check, like what you were saying.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, good point. Yes, yeah. Okay, what's going on in the chat, Lucy?
Well, let's see. Like it or not say, my Android would not work for recording or editing. It's a very old Android, but most people's phones are much higher quality than mine. Yeah, I was watching your channel, Like It or Not, and I saw you've been having some technical issues lately, which it is frustrating. I know it's frustrating. So I hope you get that sorted soon. I don't think I could edit on a phone. That's too small. I have a big computer screen that I like to edit on.
I tend to do 100% of my editing on my phone.
Do you
Oh
really?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of phone she has, but I have like a 3 or 4-year-old Samsung Galaxy, and it's great. I refuse to pay money, like they're outrageous these days, like $1,000 for the newer model. But I tend to think that it's just a lot more convenient.
Oh,
I
interesting.
have a
Well, so you can
computer,
do it anywhere.
clearly, and the computer does have editing software. I think I even have Adobe, but it's just like a lot less fun for me. With my phone, I can just like sit on the couch, TV in the background or whatever, and just do some editing. With a computer, it's like more of a job that I don't want to do.
Yeah, definitely. Let's say hi to Big Hugh Art. Oh, another art
Hi.
channel.
Hi,
Big Hugh
another art
Art.
channel, awesome.
Yeah, nice. Will's got an art channel too. If you've just joined, I was saying earlier we have a link to Will's channel in the description, so you can find it easily. And like it or not, say YouTube Detective will likely find you.
Yes, I'm sure they have them. Yeah.
Well, I tend to think that once you upload it, that's the last bit of checking that they're going to do, because they do check it really thoroughly. I've been not like copy strike where they actually leave it on your record, but I've been told plenty of times that this isn't going to fly, so you got to remove it. And usually, to be honest, it's mostly stuff that I didn't pay attention to. Like right now I've got music on in the background, and if my camera picks that up, it's really bad. I hope the volume's low enough right now that it can't hear it on this.
So if we get a copyright strike, William, we know
We'll be coming for you.
we'll be coming for you. Yeah.
I hope not. Can you hear it? I turned it.
No.
I'm just gonna turn it off now.
No, we can't hear it.
Usually it's much louder when I'm like filming or by myself. So I hope there's a big difference between now and then. But that's some things that I've noticed. Like it detects like 4 seconds of a song that you absolutely cannot use, and you're like, really? That's like not even a big deal.
I just don't understand it, because sometimes, like you say, I've heard people say, oh, I just had like a few seconds. And then other times it seems like people upload almost entire movies or something.
Yeah, I know.
And
how do they get away with it?
I just don't understand it.
No.
And then there's like film critic channels that are nothing but just scenes from the movies that they stop every couple of seconds and talk about. I don't really see how that works, to be honest.
I know. I don't understand how some people can get away with it and some people can't.
I don't understand it either.
Oh, lots going on in the chat, Lucy.
In the kitchen with Karen's here. Hello.
Oh, Karen.
And just briefly to say, in the kitchen with Karen is our wonderful guest next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she has a wonderful cooking channel. We love her to pieces.
I love cooking channels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So in the kitchen with Karen next week. And guys, if you're in the chat now or you're watching it afterwards, please give us a like. We'd really, really appreciate it.
All the YouTube standard things.
Yeah,
all the normal.
Like, subscribe.
All the buttons down there.
Yeah.
Smash that like button. Let's see. Jennifer says Samsung 6. That's slower than molasses. I prefer my computer to my phone any day of the week. I hate using my phone.
I don't really do much on my phone at all. It's too small. I'd rather have the computer, or if not the iPad. The phone, no, it's too small.
Yeah, but like you say, Will, there's no right or wrong. It's whatever works for you, and
and sometimes you have to do what's best for the video too. Like if I take multiple angles, it's just better to put everything on the computer.
Yeah, of course.
That's true too. Let's see. Michelle says it's super important to make what you have work. I found so many people are torn apart when they say they are waiting until they have equipment to start their channel. Don't put it off, guys. Yeah, and I know we've said this before, but we spent 7 months planning our channel, which is too long.
And then after about 3 or 4 weeks of doing that, we decided to change it because it wasn't right.
It wasn't right, yeah. So you don't know until you dive in.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Angela's here from My Take on Home and Garden. Hello, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Thank you so much for coming. Says, hi, everyone. I just realised I'm late. Oh, that's okay.
Oh, no, better late than never, Angela. Thank you so much for joining us.
And it'll be on the internet forever. The great thing about it.
Angela was late. And let's see. Michelle says, my favorite video of Will's is still when he did the entire image of only Hades of blue. Still waiting for more of those. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. Hades.
William doesn't know whether he's
She
seen
means
that
to
one
say
either.
shades. Shades of blue, because the image was of penguins.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like a bunch of penguins playing on the ice sheets and like playing with beach balls and sitting in lounge chairs that you wouldn't normally think penguins would be doing. But yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one. I should add it to the list because I was meant to do more pictures using only one color. So that particular picture was like I got all the blue things that I could find, some blue paint, some blue markers, a blue pencil, blue pen, and just drew it with that.
Oh, that sounds cool. We'll have to check
Yeah,
that out.
that
Lizzie.
sounds so interesting. Only
Yeah.
one color. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, Angela and Jennifer can't hear the music, so that's good.
Yeah.
Angela says, I have a copyright dispute and used copyright-free music. I have to dispute it today.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, no,
gosh.
that happens because of the quantity of people using the same copyright-free music. I think the internet just realizes that it's probably owned by somebody, but if you dispute it, they usually will take it back. I've had that too. Like a lot of times the free music that comes on the iPad, like iMovie, those will get copy strike because everyone who's got an iPad is uploading those.
Right.
I don't exactly know why, but at least that's what I could determine from my searching, that it's just the amount of people who use it. That's why it's giving it a copy strike.
And is it a straightforward procedure to actually dispute it? Is it just clicking on something and...
It's really easy. Like they just give you a little dialogue box to explain your problem. And then I usually get an email back in the next day or so and the video's back to public.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good to know.
I've gotten a lot for like the type of image too. Like it'll say it should be over 18. Like actually explicit or something like that, but hardly any of my drawings are. So it's just the computer making problems for itself. And then once a human actually goes back and looks at it, it usually gets overturned right away.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised how fast these things get resolved, to be honest.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Because it must be so stressful, like especially when you put a lot of work into something. And like if it does well, you're like, great, but now I've got this dispute and yeah, so I hope that works out, Angela. Keep us updated of how that goes. Jennifer says, smash the dislike button twice. Twice, everybody.
I've been saying that too. I wonder if I got that from her.
Maybe.
I love it. It's a bit different from smash the like button, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Molly's here. Hello, Molly.
Hi, Molly Makes.
Molly Makes. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. She says, I had that on my Facebook with music they took off saying it was not free music, but it was from my Filmora editor. I use Filmora music sometimes.
Facebook just told me something about that the other day, but there was nothing I could do. It just said, guess what? This has no sound anymore, and you just have to accept it.
So they didn't take the video off, they just took the sound off.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did they say why?
Yeah, the copyrighted music. But like, unlike YouTube, they didn't give me a place to, deny it. They were just like, nope, sorry.
So not that I'm recommending this, but would they know if you uploaded it again? Like if you just took that down and put it, or would that be problematic? I'm not suggesting you do, I'm just wondering.
I'm assuming it's the same exact type of bots and algorithms, so I'm sure they would.
Do the same thing again?
Yeah, if it was the same, for sure. We're finding out a lot of information here.
I know. That's one of the things that like worries me most about YouTube is like copyright, because we use a lot of pictures that we get mostly from Pexels.
Sometimes from Wikipedia.
And you need to like reference it in the description. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I've never been clear about that. I just figured that, see, you guys use a lot more pictures than I do, but if it's just from like a Google search, and you know how you have the filter to look for I don't know what the word is.
Well, all images, you mean? Yeah.
Like all images, and then you can filter it to just public use images or something. I just assume you can just use them however you want. Is that correct?
I don't know. Yeah, we usually do. If we haven't got a free one, then we get it from Wikipedia and put the attribution.
Wikipedia is good because they tell you what you need to do, like whether you need to credit the person with the copyright or whether you need to link to the license. So they'll actually tell you what you need to do in the description, which is helpful, but I still worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if you get like a copyright strike on YouTube, apparently it's there forever. And
and isn't it like 3 strikes or something?
Yeah. 3 strikes and you're out. That's like baseball, isn't it?
Yeah. So you definitely don't want to play around too much.
No. It's not worth the risk, is it really? You know. Yeah.
Angela says, don't you love the bots?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would if someone was using my music or something.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, or using your art.
I do understand why it's why it's there. Definitely.
There are some friends that I've had for a long time that just constantly see their artwork in those like Facebook ads of like shirts or other things like that. They're like sharing it like, hey, this is being used without permission, try to get it taken down. Happens a lot.
Yes, you have to look at it from the other perspective too. You know, somebody's creation, and you shouldn't just flaunt that really. And not at least attribute them, or if not pay them for it.
I've heard that sometimes when you use some music, the production company will put an ad in front of your video that generates revenue for them, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, well, that
would be fine. Everyone wins then, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
That seems like a good solution.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they could guarantee that would work, we'd all be definitely doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Jennifer says, Pixabay and Pexel will tell you if you need to give attributes. I only use things that are non-attributed items. Love Pixabay. I don't think I've used Pixabay before, but Pexels definitely I like. And Molly says, I used an American Doll campfire toy on my video, and that was a big no-no.
Really?
Oh,
that's crazy.
It is crazy, isn't it?
I wonder why. Gosh, it's so interesting. Scary, but interesting.
Yes. So Pixabay, Angela is also recommending. Do you have to pay a subscription to that, or is that free? That's free. We'll head on out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the biggest challenges, do you think, to doing your YouTube channel, would you say?
It's definitely doing it, like just providing content at a timely manner. I think anyway, because we've already talked about how it may not be something you want to do, but it is easy to just upload a video and make it and do it. But to get yourself on a schedule for no apparent reason other than maybe people will like it, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll make another video, and it just becomes something something that you're stuck to. You have to do it now, even though there's no real reason why you have to do it. But I think that to me is the most challenging thing, is like sticking to a schedule.
Definitely. And then to stick to that schedule, like you say, whilst also making good content, like the content you want to make. Sometimes it's like, is it better to put it up on a schedule, or is it better to just put it up when it's good? Like, I don't know. I hear the algorithms like routine, but
we're very much on a schedule, aren't we, Lucy? We panic if we haven't got anything ready,
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to just upload them whenever I have a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think that I upload bad material, but I think that there's like a definite sometimes like deadline that I'm at. Like, okay, it's Saturday morning, this one goes on now, no matter what it's like.
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if I need that though, because like with the editing, I'm such a perfectionist, and I could probably go for weeks on some of these videos, but like just knowing like however it is then, it's probably saves me a lot of the time. So I don't get too obsessive.
I agree.
Just, on the flip side, I would also probably prefer just to work until I'm completely happy.
But then I think, I'm like you, you're never quite happy enough with what you're doing, whether it's the editing or the research or the filming. Oh, let's just do that bit again. If you've got that schedule, you have got to keep to it and, and put that material out. So I think it does focus you into actually getting it done and not sort of prevaricating and going back and fiddling
prevaricating.
With it. That's a big word, isn't it?
I don't know what that is.
I don't even know if it's the right word.
I understood by context. Along the same subjects, I think editing in general is kind of a hard thing for me too. I'd prefer to just do the drawing, but another big challenge is like whenever I'm drawing something that's not for a video, and then about halfway through, I feel like that maybe it should have been for a video.
Yes.
I can't really go back. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I know. Be like, well, I'm halfway through now, and I'll just have to imagine what happened at the beginning.
Those ones usually get made into TikToks or something much smaller.
That's true. You could do a TikTok.
Do you put anything out much on TikTok then?
Not really. I use it for editing of shorts. Like when shorts on YouTube became a big thing, I just make the video on TikTok and I don't really care what happens to it over there. Even though TikTok has like a huge, massive follower base and there's plenty of people that get monetized and famous on TikTok too. But I feel like we can only really put our attention into like one at a time.
Yeah, agree.
Totally agree.
Yeah, we haven't gone there at all.
No. I think maybe if YouTube goes really well, then we might venture out. But like you say, especially when you're starting, it's just too much.
Well, it's too much. Yeah, too much.
The editing in TikTok is really cool though. Like there's a lot of things you can do, and it's really neat to play around with and mess around with. But I usually just saved them for the shorts on YouTube, which is kind of kind of counterintuitive, but it made sense at the time.
If it works, yeah.
By the way, I'm not really sure that they work anymore because like the first couple of shorts I put on got like hundreds, some even thousands of views, and now they get like 20. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back to the ones I enjoy making, which are the full length widescreen better. I think the benefit of shorts has kind of died out a little bit in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we found them hit and miss too. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, some have done incredibly well and some have done okay.
Yeah. We tend to put them out like if we have time to do additional content, then we're not like relying on that video to like get put on the elusive short shelf or anything. It's kind of like, well, it does what it does, and if it hits, it's a bonus. If not, then it's just a little bit of fun and it didn't take us too much time.
I think that's been good in some ways for getting new subscribers. I don't think they've the majority come from the shorts, but I think you might get different subscribers coming from the shorts maybe, and
it has worked really well for that. But then there's that whole thing of, do these people really care about the rest of the stuff on your channel?
Yes,
I think,
they're just looking at shorts.
The subscribers that come from the longer videos are probably better in the longer.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. You could be right.
Yeah.
It's just hard to know.
What are people in the chat saying?
Molly says, no, Facebook with the campfire toy that played campfire songs. But on here it was fine. Oh, so Facebook's apparently could be stricter than YouTube. Okay. Don't know, I hardly put anything on Facebook.
No,
I don't put many videos at all.
Not videos, no.
Angela says the schedule is a must. It makes things so much easier when you don't feel like you have one in the it makes it so much easier, and when you don't feel like it, you have one in the bank.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh God, we're always saying that we need more in the bank. Yes.
And I can say that that's true because for a short time I had one, but I don't know. It was nice. I didn't have to work.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, isn't it? But
a month solid of things uploading when they're supposed to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I guess we all just got to do what we can. And who was it? One of our guests said, you know, if you miss one, it's the world isn't going to end. You know, it's nothing to get stressed about. I'm feeling a bit stressed.
I was going to say, I think you get even more stressed than me about that because you get stressed out.
They're going to forget about us. After
Yeah.
one video, they're going to forget about us.
That sounds like a Lucy quote.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do, everyone. Don't get stressed out like me.
One thing against schedules, though, is there's a lot of videos that I've made that have to do with a certain thing that's happening in the world at that time, like a movie just came out or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I do have a schedule, then I want to make a specific video for that day instead.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just kind of on the fly right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess then if there's something particularly timely, like I guess for you it could be you're doing a drawing about a movie or something that's happening. Yeah,
trying to ride the coattails of the
up.
popularity of that show or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Angela says, Lucy, I'm like you, perfectionist.
Yeah.
And Molly says, I can post something almost every other day, but not at the same time. Oh, on Facebook and YouTube is that. And she says, oh, wow, my daughter will love your channel, William. She's also a drawer.
Oh, you're getting some new fans here. That's fantastic.
Angela says, my kids told me to go to TikTok, but I can barely do YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't do Twitter either. Twitter and TikTok is just an absolute mystery to me. I'm just going to stay away from that.
Yeah. We're mostly, we do post on Facebook and Instagram, but we don't do anything clever on there. We just post when our videos come out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly says, I'm not doing shorts anymore. I really hate doing them. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people have said they dislike doing them.
We quite like doing them, don't we?
I think because like I've said many times, I love editing because it's so short. I can go just wild with the editing.
Yeah, it's fun,
and
I think.
Make it really good. Do you like doing them, Will? Like, do you enjoy the process of making shorts?
Yeah, I really do. But I would say most of it has to do with the fact that TikTok makes excellent like editing tools.
Yeah.
Trying to save I guess filters and transitions, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Really cool. Plus the platform is set up to make the vertical minute-long videos. It's like perfect for what you need to do.
Yeah.
I was using
your sound has gone really quiet, Will. I don't know if it's just the internet, but maybe it will. Well,
let's. If there's any changes, can you hear me?
Oh, well, we can still hear you.
Yeah.
We'll just lean in.
Everyone, lean in.
Or it might be us, I suppose.
Yeah, it could be.
No, I was just saying when I started making shorts, I was doing like these cool like TV static things, and then like when the TV turns on, when the video starts, I just found that kind of stuff to be really fun.
Oh yeah, that is fun.
Yeah.
It does. I think that can be quite creative. But I guess if your genre, like Molly does a lot of making cakes and stuff, it's hard to condense that effectively into a short. I can see why it might be frustrating, but it does make you think differently.
I think there's a lot of really cool cooking channels that do it, but as a watcher trying to learn how to cook, I probably hate that.
Yeah, I can see that. Because I don't know, like we've tried to make some simple recipes into shorts, like British recipes, which was so stressful. But we always just say like a link to the recipe is in the description, and this is just a fun illustration of it. You know, rather than a comprehensive.
That's not a bad way to do it at all, because people don't have much of an attention span.
Exactly. So, oh gosh.
Just saying
that is so true.
Longer link, or I've done 2 videos of the same thing plenty of times. It kind of frustrates my friends, but for the strangers, I think it's kind of cool. There's like a really short video of a drawing, and then there's one that's 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
But it's the same video, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, because you're attracting both sorts of viewer, those who like a quick, snappy rendition, and those who like to sort of watch the whole thing.
And you might find that people see that on the short shelf, and then they'll go and watch it, and they'll say, oh, there's a longer one, great, I really enjoyed it, I'll go and
that's always the hope. Yes,
the videos will link to each other.
Yeah.
We sometimes do that with our like our Bridgerton ones. We'll do like a short about a longer video that's coming up, in the hope that people will see the short and then they'll come back for the longer one. Maybe it works, it's hard to tell, but
like
it's worth a go, isn't it?
So I'm not really going to stop making them, but I'm not also going to hold that belief that it's going to do way better than the longer ones.
Right.
Yeah. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it's like, well.
Yeah. I think it has to do with more people getting out and doing more things than they were last year.
Yeah, I think people are now, indeed, it's different, isn't it, now that people can get out and not stuck indoors all the time. So it'd be interesting to see what effect that has. Hopefully they keep watching.
Yes.
Well, I think I've noticed there's less every day, but then there's like larger volume at one time. Like, so people can watch a bunch of videos one night instead of watch every one when they come out.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
You might get more binge watchers, I suppose. When they're got the time. And they just want to chill out. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly says, shorts to me are misleading for who I want, I guess. Interesting. I guess if you're someone who's going to mostly make long videos, you don't want to mislead people into thinking there's going to be lots of short ones. I guess. And Paul's here.
Hi, Paul Gaming.
Hi, Legends, he says.
Oh, hi, Legend yourself.
Hi, Legends. He says, sorry I'm late. Powerful service today.
Oh, good. No, that's fine. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely you came along. We appreciate it.
Yes. Let's see. Like It or Not says, that's like I stopped worrying about Monday's kitchen videos for now, because we have so much outdoor footage that it's enough to take over that day. I think sometimes you can hold yourself back by being too rigid. Yeah, like I've got to release this type of video on a Tuesday or whatever.
Yes, Lucy, yes.
Getting a glimpse into
it's
my
Tuesday,
personality.
It must be Bridgerton. Yes. Could we do it on a Friday week or something? Oh. No, Mum, we can't. People expect it.
So imagine everyone turn up for the Bridgerton and it'll be us talking about something else.
Talking about the pub.
Yeah. I can see that sometimes it's good to be flexible.
Sorry, Lucy, but this is amusing me a lot.
Yes. Let's see. Molly says,
rigid with a schedule, it usually fails.
Well, if you're not the type of person that isn't going to be on a schedule, like if you find it hard to stick to, then maybe you're just adding unnecessary stress, and that's not worth it, is it?
I feel like it has benefits though, so I keep trying.
Yeah, I think it's good to be organized. I think, I like to be organized, so I like that aspect of the schedule, whichever way around you say it in America.
Say it both ways.
Say it both ways, yeah. Always get confused with that word.
Yeah, I don't even know which the British one is anymore.
No.
Let's see. Molly says, I want subs with longer attention spans than shorts. It is interesting. We find that when we release things like our interviews, we tend to, no offense to people my age, but we tend to attract like an older audience, and those people have a longer attention span typically than people my age, where we're used to everything being so quick. So, I mean, it might be a good idea to think of your target audience as typically older, because they'll watch for longer. Maybe. I'm trying not to be too controversial. And Nathan says, I always enjoy watching full videos. I like to use shorts as an advert for my content.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's how we kind of treat ours too, don't we, really? Yeah. Well, sometimes we think of a subject and it just lends itself to a short video. It doesn't lend itself to a lengthy video. So, you think of an idea and you think, I can't really expand that because it would lose it. Let's make a short about it. So we do it like that sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just personal preference. And Molly says, I probably will make one a month. You convinced me not to stop. In England, don't they say diary for schedule?
No.
Diary's something else, I would say. We use schedule the same way you use schedule.
Yeah.
But
sometimes we say schedule.
Schedule. Yeah.
You know those words.
Molly says, are you calling me old Lucy? No, Molly, of course not.
Used in movies too. Is it like a calendar, or is it like something you write your deep, dark, personal thoughts in?
Yeah, it's a diary. Like a little book, a journal.
A journal.
You'd say journal, probably. Yeah.
I think Americans are using that wrong from the British sense then, because I think we think that it's like a calendar. That when you guys say diary, that's what I think we think it is.
Right. Well, we can use a diary like we do a calendar, you know, where you put your meetings and
like
things,
a book,
like a little book.
With a schedule.
Yeah, or you can put your innermost thoughts in it. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I would probably only use it like a journal, and then I'd say calendar for a calendar, but maybe some people would. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of those videos you guys put out with the differences between American and English slang. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and you don't realize sometimes how many differences there are.
I know.
Yeah.
Until you like live here and you have to change half your vocabulary.
Yeah, it's hard because you find yourself pausing before you say a word sometimes, and people think you're a bit thick. Probably true in my case, a bit slow.
Well, I think through context we get it all.
Okay, yes, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't had many terrible misunderstandings.
No.
I'm trying to. The worst one was when
I haven't had any at all.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Let's see. Molly says we have locks on our diaries. Yeah. Like a secret diary. That was really cool when you were a teenager and you wanted your parents not to find out what you were thinking.
Oh, you had a secret diary, did you?
Yeah, with a lock. Yeah.
Get my hairpin out.
So I'll ask Will our last question that we ask to all our guests before we say goodbye. If you have a question for him, then now would be a good time to pop it in the chat or anything you'd like to say. Will, if you could take everything that you've learned on your YouTube journey so far and kind of boil it down into a piece of advice for someone who's maybe thinking of starting a YouTube channel or someone who's got a very small YouTube channel, what advice would you give them if you were going to kind of send them on their way?
Well, so there's that cliche advice, like don't give up, but I really think that that's important. I think that the two major lessons that I've learned is to just do it and then just know that it's going to suck for like a long time. You've got to really really enjoy what you're talking about. And some people that try to do too much, I don't think that that's a good idea either. Like daily videos or anything like that. And I also think another good advice too is, remember when we talked about all the people on the internet that are usually better at doing the thing that you want to do? Don't worry about them either. Just put whatever you're going to do, just do it and put it on the internet. Who cares? I think that's the best advice that I have. Yeah. Just get it done.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you.
Very good advice. Yeah, thank you for that. I think it's so important to not think of this as like a get famous quick thing or get rich quick thing, because
it's not a get famous thing and it's not a competition.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, don't compare yourself. Definitely. Wonderful advice. Let's see. Molly says, thanks, Will. I will tell my daughter about your channel. I agree, Will. It will take a long time, but you do it because you want to, not because you have to. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah. Pick a subject you find fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, William, you've been
yourself out.
Yeah, definitely don't burn yourself out. Yeah. It's not worth it.
No. Well, you have been a really super guest, and we've really enjoyed talking to you and listening to you.
I've enjoyed it too. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. And thank you everybody out there who's been contributing or just watching. We do appreciate you. And next week in the Kitchen with Karen, we hope you can join us then. But for now, thank you, William, and bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Right,
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See you
Thanks for
soon.
watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hit all the